Now, oddly enough, the president has been enjoying unusual support among prominent Democrats like Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, maybe very sensitive to their union base that says that China has been taking advantage of it, and the president should, to quote Chuck Schumer, hang tough. Let's get the read on all of that from GOP fundraiser Noel Nickport, Democratic strategist Andrew Feldman. Andrew, ended with you. Do you agree with that Chuck Schumer view, hang tough?
Look, I think we're dealing with a delicate situation here, because what we're continuing to see is that the president is doing what he does best, which is trying to govern via tweet, and that doesn't work very well, and I think ultimately hurts the American people. So this way...
Wait, that's not what I asked.
Well, I think
Do you agree with Chuck Schumer said, hang tough with the Chinese, whether you're tweeting it,
what
saying it?
What I think we know is that Democrats and people, but doesn't matter what party you are, people in the Midwest, people in the manufacturing center have been hurt by China, and I think that some of the presidents...
So they welcome him being
tough. It's not necessarily all or nothing, right? Because I think he's been tough, right? But his policies, on the other hand, have hurt a lot of those same people that wanted him to be tough on China, right? We saw the soybean tariffs earlier.
You're right, but the farmers, but it's oddly enough, unions to a group have been very supportive of this approach, whether it's wise longer term.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we to make of that?
Well, you know what's interesting, and I'm looking at this through a political lens, and it's the fact that Joe Biden, who seems to be, maybe very well likely the front runner, one of the biggest factors, and one of the reasons why I think Trump pushed forward and won was, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, these union states that normally go blue. Well, Joe Biden can appeal to those, and he's already gotten some union support. What would put that in jeopardy but something...
He has not criticized the China policy.
No.
He has said...
Right.
Here's what he said that could boomerang on it.
Yeah.
And you could help me with this, Andrew, that we look at China as a competitor, but they're not. It's laughable. So he kind of dismissed them, and I wonder if that comes back to bite him.
We already saw some Democrats not agreeing with Joe Biden on that, right? Bernie Sanders, et cetera. But I think what we have to remember here is it does matter how you go about diplomacy, right? And President Trump, the way he goes about it, ends up coming back and hurting the same families that he had talking points on to try to excite.
Well, we don't know how this is going to end up.
But
let me ask you this. If he gets a deal, a verifiable deal, you do exactly what you say in this deal. That's a huge win for him, right?
But we've already seen it hurt a lot of these working class families in the Midwest, right?